We're Black Wolf Gaming, and these are the top 10 Crusader Kings 3 mods of 2021. Let's go! Number 10, Fervour Inversion. Crusader Kings 3 might be one of the most immersive games out there, but one can't deny that the game does end up doing some odd things that make no sense. One of the more noticeable immersion breakers in regard to this fact is the fact that players who win Holy Wars end up losing fervor. This obviously makes no sense, so it's a good thing that modders have come to the rescue here. Fervour Immersion mod makes it so that things work out as they should, and players gain fervor after winning Holy Wars. Hell yeah. That way, you can have more crusades in your Crusader Kings. Number 9, less old wives. Crusader Kings 3 is all about establishing legacies and strengthening dynasties, so it's rather odd to see the AI working against this notion at times. Several times, the AI will marry off their teenage sons to older wives, which makes no sense from the angle of furthering lineages. This mod corrects that issue so that the AI-controlled dynasties don't end up pulling such harebrained maneuvers, like marrying some frickin' metapod-rizzled hag bag at age, 38. Am I right, fellas? Or am I right, fellas? Alright, moving on. Number 8, War Alerts. Customizable war notifications. Taking control over kingdoms and holding on to territories is the bread and butter of Crusader Kings 3. For the most part, players have total control over their arenas and their defense, barring one annoying exception. Sometimes vassals under the player will end up losing their territories to peasant uprisings, bands, or anyone else along the same lines without the player being able to intervene in time. This mod prevents something like this from happening and notifies the player whenever their vassal is at war. Number 7, Rob's less boring tweaks. Players who want their copy of Crusader Kings 3 to feel as immersive and realistic as possible should definitely try out Rob's less boring tweaks. This mod adds a large number of small changes to the game that end up making a world of difference. From changing human behavior to altering how wars play out, Rob's less boring tweaks is a great mod to try out. Some of the changes might not be to everyone's taste, so make sure that you read up on every change brought about by this mod before trying it out. But I assure you, it is an excellent addition to your Crusader Kings 3 experience. Number 6, Advanced Character Search. Searching for characters in Crusader Kings 3 is something that players will be doing quite frequently. It's a great way to get a lay of the land and the people that reside within it. With Advanced Character Search, players can improve the functionality of the search even further. Now players can choose from a wider variety of filters, with examples of the new inclusion being gold, prestige, piety, military strength, dread, progeny, and claims. So useful, I use it every time I play Crusader Kings 3. Highly recommend it. Alright, up next we got number 5, better UI scaling. The UI of Crusader Kings 3 is definitely one of the most massive and welcome improvements over the previous game in the series. However, one has to admit there are times when this UI ends up feeling somewhat lacking or takes up too much space. The better UI scaling mod aims to rectify this issue. Now, players can see more of the map and have a clearer view of things while flipping through the various menus of the game. I use it every time I play Crusader Kings 3, and you better do it too. Number 4, Community Flavor Pack. Crusader Kings 3 offers up a large variety of options when it comes to customizing characters. However, most people can attest to the fact that no amount of customization options is truly enough for PC gamers. So to satiate the appetite of these gamers, the official Community Flavor Pack is a perfect solution. Not only does it touch up and combine some of the accessories from the base game, but it also has a whole bunch of hairstyles, beards, armors, crowns, everything else along these lines. It is so awesome and they look beautiful. I recommend. Number 3, Lord of the Rings, Realms in Exile. Conversion mods have proven to be some of the most popular mods for Paradox Interactive's titles, so it was only a given that a conversion mod based on Lord of the Rings was bound to wildly popular as well. Lord of the Rings, Realms in Exile is an excellent mod that allows players to control titles and areas in Middle-earth. Any fan of the high fantasy series should definitely download this mod for Crusader Kings 3. I'm telling you, man, plays freaking Sauron, Denethor, Rohan, man, it's a fun old time. Now it's number 2, Princes of Darkness. Ooh. Another conversion mod that has become intensely popular amongst fans is the Princes of Darkness mod. This mod adapts the world of darkness and integrates them with the gameplay mechanics of Crusader Kings 3. The end result is an excellent romp as players assume the role of immortal vampires as they war against other princes to establish dominance. Or they can be the vampire hunters. It's a great combination that makes for a stellar mod. Oh man, if you like vampires, and I know you like vampires, you're going to like this mod. Number 1, VIET Events, short for Very Immersive Events and Tales. The simulation mechanics in Crusader Kings 3 are extremely addictive. In fact, players can get hooked on the game to such an extent that some of the events and happenings of the game end up repeating at times. Players want to avoid the circumstance can download Very Immersive Events and Tales mod. It adds various events about the everyday life that makes characters feel more alive than ever before in Crusader Kings 3. I recommend it all the time because it's the best freaking mod for Crusader Kings 3 because I said so. Black Wolf out.